Hello everybody, hope you all are doing well and keeping safe. I'm out as usual in the evening. As you can see, the moon and the star. Well, what can I say? It's time for another story. So first of all, hope you all are staying safe, considering whatever is happening in the world right now. So the best way to overcome all this is to stay healthy, eat well, and because this thing itself cannot harm you unless you have something else going on for you, a kind of disease or something else, so you need to just build on your immune system right now by having your vitamins, protein, carbohydrates. Okay, build up your immune. So stay healthy and stay safe, guys and girls. And let's begin here with another short story by Stephen King, the name of which is A Fair Extension. Okay, so let me get to the point. Yeah, this is the which you see is top of a house, but that's fine. I'm going to just keep the video like this, and so you can keep the phone beside you and here. Okay, guys and girls, get comfortable. Here we go. So the name is A Fair Extension by Stephen King. So we begin with our guy, Dave Streeter. So Dave is just taking a stroll in a nearby park, okay? And Dave is not so happy. You know why? Because he is suffering from lung cancer. Yeah. He is at a very ripe age of, say, 55, 58, around that. He has a wife, a good wife, housewife, and 2 kids. The kids have gone. They are trying to live their dream, still struggling, but doing their own way, the right way. And Dave has a good job. He's not rich by any means, but he has a stable job, a stable income. So he's fine at the moment. Well, not that fine given the cancer thing. So he doesn't have much time on his hands. Rather a year maybe, or a few months at most. So Dave is taking a stroll, and all of a sudden he comes across a very antique store with all kinds of trinkets and whatnot. He goes in to see what kind of a store is this, because he hasn't seen that before. The name of the store is, A Fair Extension. So he goes in and asks the guy, "So, sir, what is all this about? What is your trade? What are you selling?" So he introduces himself as George Euclid. So George is selling all kinds of trinkets, antiques, and also a fair extension to, say, your hair, maybe like a hair extension, or other things that you want, to live out. So maybe your eyesight is poor, so you want an extension on the eyesight. He has that, remedy to that. So he's able to better your eyesight and things like that. So George asks Dave, "So what brings you here? What do you want from me?" Dave thinks about it and says, "Okay, well, haven't seen you before. Is this like, are you just like gypsy kind of a guy roaming around and selling things?" He says, "No, I've been here around here for quite a few centuries." Yeah, quite a few centuries. So that brings a smile in the form of a smirk almost on Dave's face. And he says, "Well, okay, in that case, let me share my problems with you. You will almost be the wise one, right, to get me out of this." So Dave tells him that he has lung cancer and there's no going back. So George listens with curiosity and whatnot, and tells Dave that, "Well, I may be able to help you with a fair extension. How does 15 years of life, healthy life, sound to you?" Well, Dave just smiles and almost laughs at this, and he says, "Well, I don't have a few more months, George, and 15 years do sound great, but please don't give me the hope, because it really won't work. It will just get me down." George says, "Well, no, it is no hope, it is reality. I can give you 15 years for something in return, right? Obviously, there will be something in return." So Dave says, "Okay, I understand whatever, something in return and all that stuff." So what do you want? So George tells him, well, for 15 years of healthy life, you have to give me 15% of your annual salary once a year to a certain bank account, the details of which I'll give you. And you can start giving that to me once your cancer is gone. Sounds fair, right? So does it feel to Dave as well? So Dave says, okay, sounds fair. And then George says, okay, once the cancer is gone, you can start with the payments. And there is one more thing though. That's only the first part of it. So the other thing is a little more dicey. He tells Dave that you have to give me a name of somebody you truly hate. Okay, truly, truly hate. And it can be anyone, but you have to tell me why. And so Dave thinks, and out comes a name, Tom Goodhug. So Tom is no one but Dave's best friend since childhood. Yeah, but also the guy who Dave hates the most. So Dave explains, well, why Tom? So he explains that, well, Tom always was a good looker, handsome guy, not so much brains for studies and homework and classwork and all that, but Dave being his best friend from the beginning, he used to help Tom with all his things, with all his school things and his exams, and so Tom just managed to scrape by, actually even got good marks with Dave's help. In the end, Tom even stole Dave's girlfriend and married her, who happens to be Tom's current wife. So Dave was bitter for a while there, as is very common, and so sorry about the dogs barking, but that's fine. Let's continue with this. So Dave says that I had that grudge about him, but later on it just went away, and we are just friends now. We meet, but I hate him. I do hate him with all my might. And Tom Goodhug. So Tom, as we will call him from now on, is the reason. Now Tom, also the other reason that Dave hates him is that Tom is very successful in whatever he's doing. He has a waste disposal company, and his wife is, as you know, Dave's girlfriend, a very good-looking woman. And Tom has 3 kids, all are doing well in their respective fields. So Tom has a mansion, a car, beautiful car, and is quite rich. So George says, okay, off you go, Dave. You don't have to worry anymore. You can go to the doctor and check, and do remember the 15% thing for 15 years, each for 1 year, right? So off goes Dave, and things start happening. 2 days later, he goes to his doctor, who tells him that the tumors are shrinking, which is quite a surprise to the doctor themselves, and to Dave as well. And he thinks that, okay, at least that's the foot in the right direction. So then, few months later, say I think 4 months later, 4 months later, the doctor tells him that he is totally safe, that the cancer is gone. They are shocked to even see that, to even say those words, and he doesn't believe it himself that in 4 months' time, since meeting George, this has happened. So he thinks that there is something to the man's words, and now he's waiting. He almost forgets that he gave Tom's name to him, right? So, but he remembers that he has to make the payment. So off he goes to the bank and gives 15% of his annual income for that year to George, to the bank account where George had given him the details. So he does that and intends to continue to do that because he's a man of his word. That is what Dave is. So sorry for the shake there. Okay, let's continue. So that happens. Immediately at almost the same time, or say give or take a few days, Tom's wife is diagnosed with breast cancer. Yeah, Tom's wife, and she is not doing well. Her health is deteriorating constantly, almost daily, and that is quite a surprise because that's very, very, very fast that things are happening to her. Then Tom's son, Carl, he he has a heart attack. All of a sudden, he gets a heart attack, and he is then bedridden. Yeah, Tom's daughter Gracie, she was doing well, so, as of now, but her husband is, he's killed by a drunken driver, so she's alone now, and she then later on develops a case of psoriasis. No, I think it's pyrrhia, yeah. Her teeth start falling and whatnot, so she is left alone, and also she gives birth to a stillborn child. So she's heartbroken. All of a sudden, her world is at an end. So that's Gracie and Carl, and the other son, Jake, who is doing so well with his athletics scholarship. He just got one. He had to drop all that and come over to Daddy Tom. Why? Because Tom's business is all of a sudden not doing well. He's having hiccups of all sorts with his waste disposal or garbage business. So Jake helps Daddy Tom in his business, living his athletic scholarship. So that happens, and now all of a sudden the scales have turned in Dave's favor. Dave and his wife. Even Dave's son gets a good deal in his gaming business. He develops 2 games and sells them for quite a huge amount, like $1 million or so. And Dave's daughter, she gets a dream job as a journalist in a big in some New York journalist or magazine or something. So she lands with her dream job. So everybody in Dave's house is happy with the turn of events in their house, not so much happy with what is happening with Tom. Dave doesn't show that. He's happy inwardly, though he wasn't expecting that Tom's wife and his kids would be affected. He just gave out Tom's name, so he doesn't know why that's happening. Maybe that was a part of the deal, and but he doesn't care much right now. So things are going well, and Tom himself, Tom's company is totally gone. The EPA takes it over, and Jake commits suicide. So Tom is left with no one. Gracie comes home, Tom's daughter, but she has lost everything, right? She doesn't know what to do. She just is there at home with Tom. Then Carl, the other one who had a heart attack, and he's now surviving, just barely surviving. He had a maid who was, a nurse, taking care of him. She leaves him because of financial woes, and Tom isn't able to help. So, so Carl is alone, and he eventually chokes on an apple and dies. So it's only Tom and Gracie in their house. He had to sell his car to make ends meet. And Dave here is living a good life, and not rich like Tom used to, but very, very satisfying life, having got his own life back, 15 years or maybe even more, right? So now we end it like this. Dave and his wife are taking a drive just around town, and they pass Tom's home, and his wife remarks, well, just see what happened, right, Dave? I mean, Tom and his family were doing so well with their car, their kids, and everything was working out so well, and now see what happened. Dave doesn't say anything. He just says that everything has its time, it has to come by and whatnot. And at that moment they see a shooting star, and he asks his wife to make a wish, and he himself makes one. You guessed it, for more. Yeah, for more. So here's our story to the end, and as I said, guys, before, if you're still awake, be safe, stay healthy, eat well, keep your tummy full with good food, and don't let anything, not even cold, touch you. As long as you are feeling healthy, even if coronavirus strikes down upon you, it wouldn't be fatal, right? There are many cases, but the deaths are only 1% or less, or 1.5 at the most. So the difference is because many of them are healthy. Please stay healthy, eat well, have milk, proteins, vitamins, and whatnot. And cheers, okay? God bless. If you want to hear anything, any other story like a big book, say like Under the Dome or Dumaki from Stephen King, they are really huge books. And if you don't want to read them, let me know. I will narrate it here with pleasure. Thank you. Good night. See you. Take care. Bye-bye.